It's something crazy.
Yeah.
I was just like,
this girl is a psycho
She told Tolani that my fans are very brutal and they sent her
death threats in here. This girl is mad though. I don't think she ever expected. I'm so happy.
She's playing the game now.
Yeah, she's playing the game.
I'm just happy.
She's actually playing the game.
I'm just happy.
And she's playing it really hard. Not well, hard.
She's playing a very fucking crazy game.
Not well, very hard.
When you go back outside, we'll come and bite you.
Guys, I listened to some of these housemates discuss about Doyin last night. I don't want to call it a gossip because they were really loud, and you know, the other room is just right beside the pitch room. So whatever they were saying, Doyin will definitely hear from our room. So I couldn't really call it gossip. But they spent time, almost an hour or more, you know, analyzing Doyin's personality, talking about her game, talking about her strategy, guys. They were saying so many things, and at some point they even brought on the tampon conversation. We've not had that conversation on this channel because I still don't really understand what is going on there, but I'm gonna probably have to touch upon it a bit. Yes, so they even brought on the tampon conversation, and they said a lot. And frankly speaking, for me, some of the things they were saying seemed right, like seemed to be true, not right, seemed to be true. However, it was the spitefulness that came with their analysis of Doyin as an individual. Yeah, and it made me kind of upset because these housemates were speaking as though they were viewers watching the show unfold in the house. And I was wondering, like, okay, fine. If whatever Doyin is doing is a strategy, what about you? Don't you people have your own strategy? And some of you are not even discreet about it. You go all out to show that this is who you are, that you are very vocal. So Doyin is probably more vocal than most of the people in that house. Is that a problem? I mean, guys, obviously, yes, it's a problem. And I felt really bad for Doyin. And in a way, I kind of felt scared for her because I know that if, if there was any chance for nominations, these people would have connived to nominate this girl, to kick her out of the house. And we know that there's a possibility that Doyin will not stand a chance. Now, whilst I was saying all of those things about Doyin, guys, Doyin, on the other hand, was not even helping matters. Last night after the live eviction show, she was almost picking a fight with some of the housemates in the garden, and there were certain things that she was saying. Guys, in fact, she just literally went into defending Ilebaye mode all over again. And guys, it was so annoying. It was so annoying. But anyways, let's get into this video. I will give you all the details, and please go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Special greetings to every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, to my channel. You're welcome. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Now quickly, let's proceed into the details of this conversation. So this conversation had happened in the pitch room with ADEKUNLE, Venita, Soma, Angel, Neo, and Ike in attendance. Guys, it was like these people literally called for a family meeting to analyze and dissect Doyin and Ilebaye. But then it was very obvious that Ilebaye is no longer their problem because they feel like Biggie has sorted her out for the whole house. Yes, for them, they feel like, okay, she has 2 strikes now, and if she's smart, she's going to simmer down for a bit and stop provoking people or poking people, as they said. But Ike was of the opinion that he does not think that the double strike would calm her down because she has Doyin solidly behind her, edging her on, you know, to provoke people in the house to get into altercations, and that they had actually heard from someone, I can't remember the name they called now, but they had heard from someone that Doyin's strategy in that house is to kick Ilebaye out of the show by supporting her, by fueling her anger, by giving her more reasons to stand up for herself and to fight with other housemates. Now, as I said before, the way they had actually put 2 and 2 together, for them, it was more like Doyin using Ilebaye to fight battles in the house that she herself would rather not fight. So she's literally using Ilebaye as a shield. Now, guys, when they put it that way, it kind of made sense, but I felt like they were kind of missing it because some of us, the viewers, we are not seeing it like that because we know that Doyin is not a confrontational person. She's not the sort of person that wants to go one-on-one with anybody to fight or to have an altercation that would even get physical in the process. She's not even the type to engage in very, very long shouting sprays. It is not her style. Like what CEECEE and Ilebaye did the other night, that is completely out of Doyin's style. Doyin would rather have an intellectual conversation. She would rather be vocal about her point, about her own perspective. She would rather say it the way it is, call a spade, and then she would leave it at that. Yes. But she would never engage in an hour-long of altercation because for her, she's that girl. That is her style. And I think PERE has actually said it before, that is how he has seen Doyin to operate. Yes. And so it's quite difficult for people to drag her into that sort of mess. Now, because she's friends with Ilebaye, who has the energy to go on that long shouting spree, not necessarily making sense, you know, in her arguments, but just getting all violent and physical, they feel like Doyin is the one that is pushing her on. For them, they feel like, oh, Doyin has this air of knowing everything, you know, so she is the one that is outrightly edging on Ilebaye. Another thing I feel that most of us, the viewers, have actually noticed as well to be probably part of Doyin's strategy is, you know, being Ilebaye's support system, which works for her in a way, because that was exactly what she did during the Level Up season. Yes, and she's doing it again now with Ilebaye, knowing fully well that Ilebaye has a weakness of controlling her temper or even controlling her actions in the house. And so she is standing in as that support system, you know, as that one person that would always have a friend's back. And Doyin is fully aware that such a strategy works really well with the emotions, with the sentiments of most of the viewers, especially the Nigerian viewers. Yes, because people are really big on loyalty. People are really big on people who protect the victim. So Doyin fully understands the game. She fully understands that all of this display that Ilebaye is doing in the house, there are people that are feeling sorry for her. There are people that are pumping her with votes. There are people that are, you know, pushing her in the game because they feel like she's being bullied, she's being intimidated, she's being marginalized in the house. And Doyin is keying into that advantage that Ilebaye has. So for her, I don't think it's necessarily about getting Ilebaye disqualified, because if Ilebaye gets disqualified now, Doyin would have to start all over again from the scratch to start building connections in that house to help her own game. So Doyin's game thrives on being that perfect friend, that solid rock that is there to lean on, that friend that is always there to have a friend's back, especially a friend that is, you know, getting bashed from all angles in Big Brother's house. And it's, guys, it kind of worked for her last season, just that it did not last. Guys, frankly speaking, looking at the way she played her game during the Level Up season, you know, being that backup friend to Ceec and Bella, it would have worked greatly to her advantage if Ceec and Bella were not the villains of the show. Yes, it would have worked. They were not the victims. Instead, they were the villains. So she had actually picked the wrong people to support last season, and it really backfired on her. It did not work for her at all. It worked against her game because people felt like she was actually trying to force herself into that relationship, into that equation. But this season, I feel very strongly that it might really work for her, because just as much as there are people that are feeling sorry for Ilebaye, there are also people that appreciate the work that Doyin is doing. So I feel very strongly that they might also be pumping in votes for Doyin just because they do not want to see Ilebaye get disqualified from the house. So they feel like Doyin is that sanity, you know, that should be around Ilebaye constantly to control her, to check her, to control her actions, not to control the girl as an individual, but to control her actions, to check her when she's getting out of line. Now, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but if you disagree, please go ahead and share your thoughts. If you equally agree, go ahead and share your thoughts. Now, as I was saying, these housemates actually think that they have figured out Doyin's game. And so they were saying a lot of things about Doyin, even going as far as, you know, spitefully slighting her with the tampon incident. They all believe that she was the one that left a used tampon in the bathroom. And they were all making it look like she was, you know, outrightly trying to cover herself. Hence the reason she was shouting at Cross on Saturday, because Cross was talking about it loudly. Now they felt like, oh, her reaction shows guilt that she was actually the one that did it. Now, guys, I found it quite interesting because it was just very, very fascinating how these people, especially Venita, who was busy hurling curses at Doyin. Oh, she's mad. She's very stupid. Blah, 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 really insulting Doyin. Yeah, I found it quite interesting that all of a sudden, these people are now sort of pitying Ilebaye. Now, their focus is now on Doyin. And from the way they were speaking, it seemed like this week, they're going to be poking Doyin a lot. Why? Because they want to see her break. They want to see her melt down. For them, they feel like she's got a mask. They feel like, oh, she knows too much, or she's acting like she knows too much, Madam Know-It-All. So for them, they want to melt her down. Now, whilst that conversation was going on, there was something else that I noticed, yes, between ADEKUNLE and Venita. Venita has always praised ADEKUNLE for his intellectual prowess. She has always praised him for being more like the smartest person in the room. Hence the reason she's seriously shipping the guy. And yesterday she was chesting it, all out, like, yes, that she likes the guy, blah, 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 blah. If they get intimate, it's fine. So she has proudly been saying it, even told her friends, Mercy, Shay. So she likes the guy, according to her, because of his, mental capacity, that the guy is very intelligent. She's attracted to his intelligence. And so last night you could tell that she wanted the guy to talk, which kind of exposed what she claims to be her likeness towards this guy. I feel like she understands that ADEKUNLE knows the game, and so she wants to engage the guy in her plots. Whenever she's plotting against the fellow housemates, she wants ADEKUNLE's brain to give her perspective on how to go about it. And that was exactly what ADEKUNLE did last night. Always trying to prove that he knows the game more than any other person. Always trying to prove that he knows what the viewers are thinking. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie, ADEKUNLE was actually right. He told the housemates that all these things that they are saying, truth is, whether they are right or wrong, the fact that they are even gathered having this conversation about one person, that if push comes to shove, that Doyin is up for nomination for possible eviction, that Doyin is not going to go anywhere. Why? Because people are going to take pity on her. People are going to read meaning to what they are doing and call it a gang up and call it bullying, plotting against one person. So what they're going to do is, instead, they're going to see them as the villains, and then they're going to save Doyin. And guys, what ADEKUNLE said was nothing but the absolute truth. We've seen this happen over and over again on the show, and it's going to continue. It's not going to stop, because it is human nature to feel offended when we see a bunch of people riling up against one person. And then he was advising them that they should stop talking about Ilebaye and Doyin. Otherwise, they are not going anywhere. That they're going to be on the show for a long time. A.k.a. was like, oh, that's true. Oh, even me, I would prefer if people are even talking about me so that I will be trending, so that people will save me, But it made a lot of sense. But guys, as I said, it was the spitefulness with which they were talking about the girl for me. I did not like it. But Doyin, on the other hand, was not even helping matters, because we saw how immediately after the live eviction show, she had gone to reconcile with Ilebaye, doing baby things. CEECEE as well as also reconciled with Ilebaye. But then afterwards, she had gone out to the garden to stay alone. There was Mercy, WHITEMONEY, and what's his name? Fraud. I think there was also one person, I think a.k.a. can't really remember at this point. They were sitting on the swing. They were just having conversations. And the next thing, Doyin blurted out, these people in this house, they are wicked, sha. So the other people there, they were like, okay, what do you want? Do you want a reaction or what? Do you want us to respond to you or what? So she was like, I'm just saying that it's true. So they were telling her that, okay, fine, we understand that that is your opinion, but what do you want us to do? We're not even in that equation. We don't even have issues with your Ilebaye. She's like, see what they did. And she got 2 strikes. She would have been disqualified. And then Fraud was advising her that, listen, okay, fine. We're telling you that this thing you're saying would definitely spark up a lot of reactions, that you would not like. So if you were kind of expecting us to give you reactions, we're not going to give you that reaction because we're not in that equation. But if you really want a reaction, you should go into the house, summon everybody to gather in the lounge, and then you tell them, you people are wicked in this house. And then that reaction you are looking for, you will definitely get it. And she was like, I was just thinking out loud. I just blotted it out. And you could tell that WHITEMONEY was trying so hard, to kind of make a case for Doyin, make it seem right. But Doyin was not helping matters, because the cameras was going back and forth. And then when the camera came back, the next thing I heard was Doyin defending Ilebaye, talking about alcohol was involved. And I'm like, Doyin, like, girl, can you just... at least learn to know when to say certain things. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Guys, see, it was just very, very offensive to those people, and they were almost getting upset. Mercy was almost getting upset. In fact, they even went into the tampon issue, and it was almost becoming a heated argument. And in the midst of all of that, guys, I was just looking at Doyin, and I'm like, there's nothing anybody would tell me at this point other than the fact that Doyin thrives on this sort of conversation, you know, riling people up and trying to prove that she is Ilebaye's protector, you know, Ilebaye's support system in the house. Because I felt like after all that happened on Saturday night, you're still going about this whole blaming it on the alcohol thing again. You know what, guys, for me, I cannot wait to see how Venita and her cruise plans is going to work out against Doyin this week. I want to see how Doyin is going to handle all of that pressure when it happens, all right? Meantime, please go ahead and share your thoughts. But in the meantime, please go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.